Hello again, it's Matthew here from Matthew North Music. Thank you for watching my latest video. And as ever, if you like these kind of videos, if you're interested in music or electronics, or even maybe the odd song that I post, please think about subscribing to the channel. It's absolutely free. And if you click the little bell icon, then you'll be notified of any up and coming videos. Today then, I'm going to talk about George Harrison's All Things Must Pass Super Deluxe box set. Now this came out a couple of years ago and I bought a copy of it. I bought the 5-disc version on vinyl and it wasn't good. I'll put a link in the description to the original video. It had some issues and I sent it back and I got a replacement copy, and when the replacement came it also had issues, and I kind of thought, well, that's it then, I'm just never going to get it. But then I thought I wouldn't mind still owning a copy of All Things Must Pass because I don't actually own this, iconic album. And the other day I was searching on Amazon and they had it in stock at a very good price. At the time of making this video, the album was a few pence shy of £60, including delivery. And so I thought I'd give it a go. And so I've bought one last chance, like a last chance saloon of All Things Must Pass. Will this be a copy without defects? Well, we're going to find out. I guess the first thing to note about this is how poor the packaging is. Now, this did come from not directly Amazon, but an Amazon seller, but it did say delivered by Amazon. But it's just in the actual outer box, and this wasn't sent in a separate box afterwards. And the cardboard's very thin, and you can see there's a knock there in the corner. Whether this has actually caused any damage to the box, I don't know, but you can see the box through the corner. Anyhow, let's get this open and we'll have a look inside. Again, if this album does turn out to have defects, as long as they're not too bad, then I will still probably end up keeping this copy because, I do want this album. And here we go, there's our All Things Must Pass box set. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through it like a traditional unboxing video because I've kind of already done that. However, I'm going to take one look at it, and at the moment the signs are good because there doesn't appear to be any bubbling on the paste-on front cover. If you recall, down this edge the cover was starting to come away from the box and that wasn't good. If we look at the back's nice and solid, and even though it was sent by a reseller, there isn't actually any damage to the box, and the packaging did get it here in one piece, which is good because, as I said, I was a little bit concerned that there might be knocks to the edge of the box. Okay, let's have a close look at this seam, and yes, there is no bubbling here. That is as smooth as it should be, which is nice. That is good. There is, though, if we turn it around, you may be able to see a mark here, and there's also a mark here. Let's tilt the camera down. Whether that's just due to storage or not, I don't know. But yeah, there's a couple of little marks. And while there's no bubbling, it does look like it's had some rubbing. So I think this has been left in storage, very tightly packed against other copies, and that may be why there's these marks. Anyway, let's open it up and let's look at the records, because that's the kind of the main thing that we're interested in. Now, here's our booklet, and the poster, they're all fine. And our inner sleeves are all separate like they were in the other one. And GZ have put them all in separate polylined inner sleeves. Now, this is something I believe all deluxe box sets should do. They should never put records in the inner sleeves. They should always be in the separate polylines and kept separate. Let's look at the first album then. This is the first album. Now look, if you can see here, There's muck on the record. That's not good. In fact, there's a lot of muck on this record. It's quite filthy, and it could do with a clean. But ignoring all the muck, and this record actually looks flat. Yeah. So this LP, even though it's a little bit mucky, it is flat. There are no warps, and that's good. Let's pull all of these out actually. Let's look at record 2. Again, in a polylined inner sleeve. This is nice and clean. There's no muck on this record at all. And there are no scratches. And that looks pretty flat to me. The edges are quite rough. They're quite sharp. But the record is good. There is no warp. Record 3, otherwise known as Apple Jam. The jam sessions from the album. Now, this has a very slight warp. Yeah, this does have a warp. I don't think it's as bad as the warp on the original, because it's more like how the center's kind of bowed, so it sort of comes along, it goes sort of up and down on here, so the other way around it's going to be sort of dished. However, that will probably still play okay. But crucially, there's no scratches and there's no muck on it, so that's good. That's good. Now, this is the first of our bonus albums of sessions and jams. And actually, that is looking pretty good. Yeah, there's no warp on that either, and the record is clean. And we have one more album of sessions and jams. And again, this is clean. This actually feels slightly heavier than the other records. Maybe that's just me. This has a slight warp. Not much. Again, it's slightly dished. But I don't think it's as bad as the last set that I bought. Not at all. Not at all. That's pretty good actually. I mean, it's not perfect, but I would say it's, it's a good 90% rather than, the sort of 70% that I probably would have graded the others. So that's it. George Harrison's All Things Must Pass. Well, there we have it then. This copy of All Things Must Pass, I think, is a keeper now. But it's taken 3 box sets to get this far. And if you look very closely at the label that came on the box, it is the same as the original, and it does say made in the Czech Republic. So this is made by GZ. And it probably is from the original batch. So I kind of think maybe there was quality control issues to start with. Maybe the latter batches were okay. Maybe these were actually the first batches, and first one is last one out. I don't know. But this box set, as I said, doesn't have the ripple on here, and really 2 of the discs have marginal warping problems, but they're not anything like as bad as the ones that were in the first 2 boxes I had. So my recommendation is, while it's at this price of £60 for 5 LPs shipped in the UK, I don't know what it is outside the UK, you'd have to have a look, but I would suggest it's probably worth getting a copy now, because it will probably sell out at some point in the future. I think these came out in 2017, 2018 originally, something like that. I'm not too sure now, I can't remember. Since COVID, everything's gone a bit weird. But anyway, it's worth getting hold of. Anyway, that's the video for today. Hope you found it useful, and I will catch you on the next one.